This is not a video I really wanted to make, but I've seen a lot of tweets about it, comments about it. Let's talk about 32 Team Chem cards, team building, theme teams, the good, the bad, in my opinions on it. Let's talk about it all in today's video. Of course, before we get into it, if you are looking to improve your team full of 32 Team Chem players, head over to MMOEXP. They have the cheapest, most reliable MUT coins on the market. Use my code verity at checkout. 4 to 6% off. A link from their website is in the description. So over around the last 2 weeks, week and a half, I've mentioned some of these things slightly throughout videos, and people have commented about it. So please comment down below. I would love to kind of discuss and hear your opinions on all this stuff too. But the reason why I made this video today is because I saw this tweet right here. This tweet. Theme teams are killing MUT, especially the cards that get all 32. The fact that we can look at these players and see none of them are Giants, Cardinals, Rams, to then think they're useless, which these cards are not bad, right? They're not great, but they're not bad either, especially like Kool-Aid McKinstry's. But he says, I feel the best change would be to either get rid of them or make it to where every card gets every theme team. See, he's looking at this through the lens of competitive scene is probably the 7-10% of the community. And this takes me to this comment down here. You underestimate the majority. The majority of players love to use their favorite teams and play the game semi-seriously. Most people do not care about the meta theme teams. It's all about using their favorite teams and players. That takes me to my point. Okay, just getting away from this completely. This takes me to my point. If you are a die-hard Bears fan, you love the Bears. You want to run the Bears theme team. You want to be the Bears in Madden 26. Okay, you're still using 50% of the players on your team to keep up with, to not be at a major disadvantage. 50% of the players on your team at minimum have to be all 32 Team Chem cards. Simple as that. Simple as that. And that's a fact. The Bears team's actually not bad, but if we go back over here, we add the 32 Team Chem cards. Obviously, this example will be very extreme because this card doesn't exist. You can't get Jamal Charles. Most people are probably not using Jahmyr Gibbs. They probably have Saquon, or they're using something like that. But even, again, if you don't have crystals, right? If you have crystals, if you have Saquon, you could get away with running a 20 theme team and then run whatever players you want. But if you don't have the crystals, if you don't have that however million coins it takes to get the crystals, right? You have to run a 50-50, which means you're very restricted. If again, I'll go back to that Bears theme team that I saw a second ago, right? Without this, running this team 50-50 with no 32 Team Chem cards would be very difficult. Okay, so you have to run the 32 Team Chem cards, and you'll have a couple Bears in there, right? But what the reason why this is bad is because it makes people run the same exact players as someone else. There's never been a time in Madden, and there's really no argument why this could be a good thing. There's never been a time in Madden where I could have a Bears team and have 70 to 50% of the same players as someone that runs any other theme team in the game. And that's not good for the enjoyability of the game when you're playing it, because you're playing against the same exact players, and because of TikTok and YouTube and how everyone runs the same stuff, you're facing the same 5 or 6 formations and the same 5 or 6 defenses all day, which again hurts the gameplay, hurts the enjoyability of the game. But this video is not really about the gameplay, it's more about the team building aspect of things, because now you lose all creativity. All you got to do is build a 50-50, and if you have enough coins, on this game, you could just build this team right here. Obviously, you can't get Jamal Charles, and you probably would have maybe this would be T. Higgins or something like that. To a certain extent, with the amount of coins you have, you could really just build whatever you want. And this video originally was going to be, today I was planning on making building the best team in the game kind of video, but I thought it'd be better just to rant on camera. So I don't know. If you still want to see that video, I'll make it. But team building in this game is effectively dead. It is. And again, going back to what he said, right? If it's not a a Bears, or it's not a Giants, Cardinals, or Rams team, they're useless. But then also people will argue in the comment section and say, but now I can run whatever team I want. But then I would go back to what I just brought up, that yes, you have a Bears team, but it's not really a Bears team. Okay, back in the day, that used to mean something. When you run a theme team, you would be able to distinctly tell that is that team. Okay, and I want to show you guys an example right here. Just give me a second. I'll show you this example. Okay, so this is, I don't even think that far-fetched of a team. I don't people having crystals, right? Probably 50% of teams I see have crystals, right? Maybe more than that, honestly. He'll have crystals. Saquon Barkley will have the +1 speed, especially on irate teams, playing online, all that stuff. I see a lot of this, right? This is not a crazy far-fetched team. At this point, could you tell me what team this is right now? You couldn't. It's impossible to. It could be any team in the whole game. Okay, now, even if we add Jari Evans and we add, what's his name? Lucas Patrick. This team now, yeah, it could be a Saints team, or it could actually be a Packers team as well. And then here, this is my favorite one right here. We go John Simpson, Jet legend, of course, Raven, all that stuff. Then we go Trey Smith. Now tell me what team this is. This is a Raiders team. And we're not using a single Raiders player. So say if I was a Raiders fan, could I be a Raiders fan and say confidently, I'm going to run this team? Like, this is my Raiders team. I'm a Raiders diehard. I love the Raiders. And this is the team I put together, man. There's one real, I guess Devontae Adams is play for the Raiders, so I guess technically, you know what I'm saying, but I don't think so. Like the whole aspect of people saying like, oh, people are going to run their teams, run their favorite players and all that stuff. It's not really even like that on Madden 26. It's not even like that. And if you wanted to play like that, you're at such a major disadvantage where the game's not even enjoyable at that point. Okay. And if you had an infinite amount of coins, you could technically build a team that isn't even, that barely even employs any of the players on the team you want to run or the team you want to use. So at the end of the day, like, team building's cooked because they're going to lean into this. They're going to give us more 32 Team Chem cards through Most Feared, Harvest, Zero Chill. And I just hope they're never going to be able to fix this. But if there was a fix, this is what I would do. If there was one way for them to fix this, I'll try to put this into words the best I can right now. So I think the biggest thing in all of this is honestly EA actually looking at each theme team and realizing what they need. I think that's honestly, it's just as simple as that. But I think for season 1 cards, we'll go to the season cards real quick. Where would those be? Season pass cards. Okay. These cards should not get all 32. Okay. They should not. Instead, what I would recommend, okay, this is what I would recommend. I would recommend that they just put the team builders as the season cards. So all 32 teams would get a season 2 or season 1 or season 3 card, which is possible. They're going to drop team builders every season anyway, so why not just make them the champions or the upgrade cards? Make them upgradable, obviously, and make them actually like decent. Make it so you go into each team. Like, say for an example, let's go to the Panthers theme team, right? If I was someone that was on the content team at EA Sports, it's this easy. I would go to, we're the Panthers. I would just go to the Panthers. I would look, hey, what do the Panthers need? Oh, they have a running back. So let's not drop like a Chuba Hubbard that's slightly worse than Rico Dowdle as their season player. Let's not do that, which is what they will do. They will do that year in, year out. They don't even like care about what the team actually is. If they just had more care, they maybe put like you're a $1 billion company who's now a Saudi Arabian company. You know, I'm sure it's not only going to get worse from here, but put one person on each division for content and just have them lock in on that and have them make the theme teams more balanced, which is not a hard thing to do. And yes, there will still be those guys that point out of the tip of the iceberg, those goated teams. That's going to happen every year. You can't avoid that. But I would rather that than me face the same exact players every single game. I would rather that. And that goes back to what this guy was saying, right? What my man right here was saying. That would make more sense because you're legitimately using the players that you would want, and it's still somewhat balanced. The gap between, for example, a Saints team every year and a S tier theme team like in the Niners or the Raiders every year is too big. Like, you're at a major disadvantage if that's the split. And then also in Madden 26, what makes it even worse is the fact that you have these crystal boosts, right? And the people who have the crystals and 50/50s and even the expensive 32 Team Chem cards on top of that, they're even at a major advantage over someone that has a 50/50 theme team of even a good team. Even if you have a good 50/50 theme team and you don't have crystals or the expensive 32 Team Chem cards, you're at a major disadvantage already. And even if you want to build a 25/25, I see people come into irate your teams and show me 25, 20/20 theme teams, and I have to tell them, you can't do that this year, right? You're putting yourself at a major disadvantage, especially if you don't have crystals. So the crystals are kind of like the cherry on top to the lack of variety in this game, the staleness of the game because you're facing the same players, the staleness of the teams that you see. It used to be cool to like see, play against the Bengals team or play against the Bears team or play against this team, because you and him, if I had a Jets team, you don't share 80% of the same players, where this year, if I have a Jets team, I will share 80 to 70% of the same players as any other team that I play. And that cannot be enjoyable for the game. But back to what I was saying. For the season 2, season 3 cards, I would make it so each team gets one, okay? And someone who just has a little bit of care just to look at this and say, oh my God, look at this. Icky doesn't have an upgrade yet. Let's just give it to him. Let's give it to him. And what will also happen is by dropping 32 new cards each season, there will of course be some crossovers in there. So teams can maybe get some double help in there too. That's going to happen kind of unintentionally. But, they need a left tackle. Let's give them a left tackle with 2x chems. Or they need a wide receiver. Let's give them an upgraded, Hunter Renfroe or like Xavier Legette. Let's give them that, on defense. Corners, okay, they can use an extra corner. They need a strong safety. Let's give them one of those. And I think what they should do as well is, again, eliminate all the season 32 Team Chem cards. Tribute being 32 Team Chem is also just stupid. Don't do that. And if you aren't going to go with the 32 Team Chem option for the season pass, at least don't make it so the champions are so these champions are all 32. At least don't do that. At least split that up, please. And then crystals, crystals have ruined the game, honestly. It's as far as team building goes, right? It's insane how stupid they are. It just is. It's kind of ruined team building as well in that aspect. Because, say another issue with the 32 Team Chem cards that I want to kind of sprinkle on here is, say I'm somebody who, say I have a team with, let's take a look at my team, for example, right? I'm someone who, I have 5 million coins. I could buy him, right? But I'm using T. Higgins, Travis Hunter as my other wide receiver, Devontae Adams, right? On my Jets team. So it's 50-50. I have the crystals as well. Devontae Adams is still a damn good card, right? He's still a damn good card on this game. I don't have any problem with using Devontae Adams or even T. Higgins. I still have him as a high A tier, low S tier wide receiver. If you watched yesterday's video, I still have him that high up, okay? But, okay, when a 2 million coin Plaxico Burress card comes out, am I like, wow, I need this Plaxico Burress card? No, I'm not. I'm cool with Devontae. He's free. I'm just going to use him. I'm not going to go spend 2 million. Maybe that's even a pretty extreme example. I'm not even going to spend 500K or 600K for that new card. I'll just stick with these guys who I have for free and are still so damn good because of my 50-50 theme team and my boost. And by the way, it's easier to have a 50-50 theme team. Okay, it's easier because there's more 32 Team Chem cards, meaning that those teams are just going to be better and the boosts are going to be better. I don't think I've had a 50-50 theme team for the last a month and a half, and early on in Madden games, it's never been that way. Usually around like Christmas, January, that's when you go 50-50 because your teams are a lot more filled out. Your theme team's more filled out and you're able to do it. Where now with all these 32 Team Chem cards, it's been possible for a long time, and again, necessary as well, which sucks because it even eliminates you being able to go 25-25. Like that used to mean something back in the day. Building a 50 with a 25 team, again, it wasn't really possible till later on, but it became possible. Building a 25-25-25 to boost some players, or if you are a fan of a bad team like the Saints, for example, you were able to pair them with a good team and still hang in there against other squads. It was possible, but now they have truly limited us with the 32 Team Chem cards, and I hate it. Even I would say the only cards that should be 32 Team Chems are the rank cards, because that is a mode that, like, if your team doesn't get a card that rank cycle, you're not going to play that mode, and I think rank's a good mode. So I'm cool with the 32 Team Chem cards being there and those cards being very good because it is ranked. It's ranked rewards. I think they should be very rewarding. Even the MCS drops, sure, fine, but outside of that, there should be no other 32 Team Chem cards until damn near May or April. So those are my thoughts on it. I think hopefully all my points have made sense in this video. But yeah, have a good rest of your day, and go watch these videos if you haven't yet already, and I'll see you boys in the next one.